Hi. A lot of leaders facing the need to do something new in their organizations face a common question. How can we do this ourselves, or do we need help? Whether it's installing a new IT capability, reorganizing for global growth, trying to achieve greater scale, enhancing your culture, whatever, someone on the leadership team will probably early on pose the question, should we get someone in from the outside who's done this with other companies? Good question. If the answer looks like yes, the next good question is usually what kind of help? Or what kind of consulting firm? Big, small, mid-sized? One that has special expertise in our industry, or one with topical or subject matter expertise? So lots of questions, all of them good. So at the risk of seeming a bit self-serving, and let's face it, asking a consultant if you need a consultant is like asking a dentist if you need a dentist. Duh. But I wasn't always a consultant. For nearly 20 years, I was an executive in a large global corporation, and because of my area of expertise being organizations and change, I was often the one to make decisions about when we needed consultants and when we didn't. Of course, then, because of my role and because of my expertise, I tended to lean towards trying to do it ourselves. Now, I naturally lean towards advising that you need a consultant. Actually, I loved one quote I heard from a consultant who said, "I'm leaving the business of consulting because all the people who need me don't want me, and all the people who want me don't need me." So people hire consultants who shouldn't, and people don't who should. But here's the decision framework I think you should follow in answering these questions. Do we need outside help, and if so, what kind? But first, let me say, I think there are only two good reasons for using outside consulting help. I didn't say there are only two reasons. I said there are only two good reasons. The first is that you need certain expertise or experience. You're doing something you've never done before. You don't know where the speed bumps are. You don't know where the pitfalls are. A consulting firm that's done something like this many times knows what to look out for. The further the planned change is from your comfort zone, the more attractive getting experienced help will look. But hold on a second. If it's only expertise and advice you need, there may be other ways to get it without the expense. You might be able to get specialized advice from other leaders in your industry, or through a trade group, or a CEO roundtable or something. It's just a thought. I mean, if you can get your expertise that you need that way, great. If you can't, you're probably going to need the experience of a consulting firm who's done this before. The second good reason is simply arms and legs. This effort's going to take thousands of man-hours over 6 or 12 months, and you just don't have the manpower to do this and also do business as usual. You need arms and legs, presumably experienced arms and legs. Now, once you're clear on the reason why you're using outside help, what kind of help to use depends on the experience set of the consulting firm in the case of reason number one. What firm has the most experience in this kind of initiative? What is their industry experience, change experience, technology experience, sales experience, etc.? What's their understanding of your organization's unique culture and operating rhythms? If you decide what you mainly need is arms and legs, will those arms and legs fit in and be accepted? Will your people work well with them? All these are good questions to ask in deciding upon which firm. There's one other major consideration that I think plays into a decision framework, and that's the concept of transference. If this initiative you're planning is the kind of thing that you may be doing more than once in the future, you probably want your own people to become adept at managing that change themselves and being able to do this themselves so that you can handle major change internally in the future. That's what small boutique consulting firms like mine are good for. We're best used for specific, targeted expertise, a fit with your culture and style, and the ability to work with your people to transfer capability to them so they can do it themselves in the future. Smaller firms and one-person firms also cost less, usually in terms of external cost, but remember, you still will have to devote a lot of internal resources. Small firms also don't come with the weight and baggage of large firms. They're easier to steer, they're easier to change course with, and we also don't send 12 people to every meeting. So what are the bad reasons for using outside help? Well, I'll give you two. You can probably think of more yourself. One I call air cover. You know what I mean. Hiring a brand name firm to give my initiative credence and give my boss confidence. That's one. The second is what I call for the pariah effect. This happens when a leader has the necessary initiative, but it's going to be really unpleasant and unpopular for the organization, but it has to be done. The solution? Bring in an outside firm to take the heat for all the pain. Both of these reasons are a waste of money, and probably big money. A better alternative is to make a better case to the boss or the board. And another one is, if it's going to hurt, have the leadership guts to make it happen. Or go ahead and hire a scapegoat. After all, I'm only talking out loud.